Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. This is part 3 of our Discord dashboard series. If there was any echo in the audio, by the way, I apologize for that. I forgot that I had audio monitoring on. So about the YouTube membership stuff, I will enable that when I get around to, well, when I remember it. Maybe after the live stream, I'm going to enable it. But the problem that I'm having is the roles on Discord. I think that's the bigger issue. No echoes? Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so we have a few things that we're going to be doing today. We're not going to be doing every one of these things. You can ignore this function for now. We're going to get to it later in the stream. But I hope to at least do the first 4. Maybe 5, because I installed Redis as well. Hello. Okay, just 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna get started, okay? Actually, let's just get started. So, let's see. The server is live. And last time what we did was we worked on the dashboard, but this thing is not really connected to any backend. So that's kind of the goal today. It's to connect the dashboard to the API. So there's obviously a few things that we can do in order to have them connected. But obviously the main thing here is to list the servers that the user is in and the user has enough permissions in. And the other thing is this, where is it? The global user session state. I think I removed one of that. But the goal here is to have, oh, never mind. It's over here. It's to add the user session in our navbar so that we can log out and then we can check if, or we can check who is logged in. You just watched my Redis tutorial today. That's good. That's good. So yeah, that's pretty much the same thing that I'm going to be doing in the, for Redis for this series as well. I'm going to be using IO Redis. And it's pretty simple, to be honest. I've worked with it in the past for this exact same use case. Okay, let's see. So firstly, we want to add a user session status in the navbar. We can ignore the first one because that is very broad. So for the user session, there's a few things that we can do. I'm thinking that the first time we load into this web page, the navbar sends a request and then it stores it in its own state. Because the navbar does not re-render on every change, we don't really have to worry about the navbar refetching things every single time. Later down the line, we're going to have a global state. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a way for your React application to get access to a piece of state throughout the whole application without doing crazy prop drilling and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're going to have to get started with the API first, because that's where we have to create the endpoint in order to make the request. Okay, so let's see. I think we can create a whole folder for all the dashboard endpoints, so it's a little separate from the other endpoints. Maybe that would be easier. So in the dashboard, let's say we have, to get the user session, I would say it would be ideal to call this something like this. This is what Discord does. And over here, we can just put an index.js. Now we can create a router of its own, and then we can add it to the base router. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, in the dashboard, I'm going to create a dashboard router. Let's say over here we might even have, I'm not exactly sure what else we're going to have here. We're going to have a lot of things, but for this app, I don't really have any example in mind. Okay. So I'm thinking of creating, first of all, the router for the dashboard endpoint, and then I'm going to create the router for the @me endpoint. So the goal here is for this router to send back the current logged in user. Now this is pretty easy because if you remember, in the last stream, we actually set a middleware where we set the request user. So we're basically putting the database request user in the request object. We can obviously filter out any sensitive information such as the access token and the refresh token because that needs to just stay in the server. There's really no use of sending it back to the client side. Okay. So let's go ahead and import Express. I also realized we're going to have to set up cores, but I'm going to do that later when we run into the error. So let's just go ahead and export this router for now, and then we can come back to this. Actually, we're going to write an endpoint just to confirm everything works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, if the user does not exist, we need to send back a different status or a different response. So if request user, then we're going to do that. Otherwise, we're going to do not logged in. Obviously, we can work off of this status code in the dashboard to maybe redirect a person to the Discord authentication page, which, if you remember, is actually this sign-in page. So it's going to look something like this. It could be fun to see me play The Farmer Was Replaced. It's an idle farm game, but you have to code what should happen with Python. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. But probably not anytime soon. But Python, that would be interesting. I have to learn Python again. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this for now. Let's now go ahead and set up the other router. I'm actually just gonna copy this, put it here, module export, router, and we're gonna say router.use, and yeah, that's basically it. Although I'm not sure if this is valid. Will this work? Because if it does, this might be more convenient. So in the base router, we also have to set up the dashboard route. So let's go ahead and say router.use /dashboard. Let's try the require thingy. Since we're using CommonJS, I am guessing this is going to be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. I think the API, yep, it's online. Oh, no, we're not watching it though. So is it like watch? No. It's source index.js. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's see, should we use our browser? Let's just use our browser. 3001, and we can make a request to dashboard and @me. So yeah, not logged in. That's basically correct. Now to log in, if you remember, we actually set up a JWT session, which we are verifying in this middleware. So what we can do for that is, let's see. Let's go ahead and first log in. It should technically work, I think. I'm gonna copy this and put it here. And I believe it is 3001 auth and sign in. So if I authorize, okay, it is successful. So if I refresh this, there we go. It is working. Now, obviously, we don't want to send back the access and refresh token, so let's go ahead and clear that up. Let's see. Let's see what is ideal. Let's see if ChatGPT can help us. Or GitHub Copilot, I should say. Oh yeah. That's basically it. So, wait, what the hell? Oh, I think we have access to the Mongoose object, which is obviously not good. We need this thing right here. So this is kind of weird. Should we just... Does this work? No. Yeah, this is confusing. I slept early today for 3.5 hours to not get sleep and attend the whole live stream. You can always rewatch the live stream, you know that, right? Yo, welcome. Now, in the middleware, I believe we're doing this. I'm confused. Does lean help over here? Yeah, it does. Okay. So, oh, okay, we did not save it. But still, yeah, it's right. This is not required, but I think it's okay if we send it back. This and ID is also not required. You know, it's okay. I think it's fine. Yeah, but I cannot ask you questions live. True. Hello, Storm. Welcome. So this endpoint is working. In our React dashboard, we can actually implement this now. So it's good to know that we can do this. This basically means we can clean up all these imports. Although I'm not sure if this code is readable or if it's going to be good for other developers. So yeah, that's good. That's good. So now let's go ahead and work on the dashboard. So in the dashboard, we're going to have to, currently we're faking the data with this. This is not the part though. I should also remove the duplicates. What theme do I use? Dracula? Yeah, that's the theme that I use. Also the file icon is material icon. Okay, so how should we go about this? I'm thinking we should create an Axios instance. Or should we use Axios? I think we can just use fetch, right? Let's try fetch just to test it out. I think it'll be fine. So in the nav bar, we can use, user set user, and this is going to be a state. Obviously later down the line, we're going to have Well, currently we can say it's null. Later down the line, we're going to use global state management. I'm thinking of using the Jotai library, but if you guys have any suggestions for any different global state management library, let me know. Just don't recommend Redux. I hate Redux. I was just about to search for your Discord tutorial. Which tutorial are you trying to watch? Loading, set loading. So we can now do use effect, which is going to run when the component is first mounted. So during that time, we can send obviously an API request. So I'm not sure. Let's put a try catch here, and then say set loading false and set loading true. Although I'm not exactly sure how these states would be helpful to determine if we should show. Okay, this is confusing. I think it'll be fine though. Let's see. We can use fetch, and currently I'm just gonna hard code the URL, localhost dashboard at me. Okay, that's good. Should we pass in credentials? I believe that's required for HTTP requests or HTTP only cookies, right? Let's just try it like this first, and then we'll see. So we can use .ven. Should we use like this, or should we use a wait? Actually, if we use a wait, we're gonna have to put it in another function, I believe. I guess this is fine. Technically, we're still doing it over here, but anyway. How can I add Cloudflare and also prevent DDoS to the site in API? Well, adding Cloudflare should be enough, in my opinion. Also, do not use serverless for your dashboard or your website. If you've been keeping up with tech Twitter, you probably know what's been going on with serverless. So please avoid serverless as best as you can. Just use a VPS and install Coolify. It's a pretty good tool, actually. So you can just self-host like a Vercel alternative. You can even host your Discord bot there. That's pretty much what I use for my my website, as well as the Discord bot. Hello, I love your videos. Thank you so much. Hi, David. Welcome to the stream. So we can validate if not res okay. Then, yeah, then what do we do? Do we just throw an error? Because depending on the status code, I think it's 401 that we're throwing, right? If we're not logged in. So I think we can say if res status is 401, then we can throw an error that says not logged in. Now over here, we can obviously set up some sort of toast that would show up, maybe like not logged in or something. Wait, that's not a good idea. That would be pretty bad. Imagine a user just comes here and they're not logged in and there's a toast like, oh, you're not logged in. It should probably just redirect them. So yeah, I think we can just throw an error that says not authenticated or something. This doesn't really matter. 96K bill for a website? Exactly. Oh my God, that's like my worst nightmare. That's why I don't use serverless at all. I tried using AWS for a while, serverless, but no, I'm not going to take that risk. So, const user. Now, considering we're inside another function, we can just use async. And we can say await res JSON and set user to this user. Now I'll just go ahead and confirm once more. Now I'm guessing this will just give status code of 200, but I like to manually also specify it over here just so it's more readable. So technically, let's just go ahead and console log the error in case there's any. I'm guessing we're gonna have cores. We're gonna have a cores error. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and console log user. Actually, we can just console log the user like that. All right, let's see what we get. So yeah, that's cores. Now I kind of forgot how cores works in Express. I believe you have to download the cores library. Let's just go ahead and confirm. Express.js cores. It was 100,000? That's crazy. This is just this. So this is supposed to be in the API. Also, just like that. I guess we can limit the origin, but I'm thinking just doing this should be fine. Let's give it a shot. Would you program a bot for me? Well, probably not because I'm live streaming right now. And also my schedule is really, really busy. So yeah, I barely have any time for myself. So anyway, let's try 401. Beautiful. So we're supposed to allow credentials as well, because if we go to network, and let's say we refresh and we come here, whoops, where is it? We can see that in the request headers, we're not actually sending any cookie. If we go to our applications and we go to our local storage, I'm going to clear this out. Oh, sorry, it's not local storage. It's supposed to be cookies. I'm also going to clear this out so that it's not confusing you. So let's just do auth sign in once again. Okay, so that's a success. If I refresh, we have a token, and this token is only limited to, well, currently it's only limited to localhost. So now, in order to send this token in our request headers, we have to enable credentials. So where is it? Credentials include, right? There we go. The token is going. We got a 200, and then, well, this is confusing. We're getting a cores error. Oh, we must allow the request credentials ran into cores. So I'm guessing in here we can say credentials. Is this Boolean? Not a string? Let's just make this one line. So now, if I refresh, well, we're still getting the cores error. So did this thing restart? Yeah, it did. origin. Do we really need to add this? No, the origin was not the issue. Whoops, let's read the CORS error again. So access to fetch from origin, obviously it was not 3000, has been blocked. Okay. Okay. I understand. So I'm guessing origin has to be localhost 5173. Yeah, that's right. So now if I refresh, there we go. We get a 200. And the response is this. Perfect. We can use this, obviously. Whoops. What is that? We can use this to set a state in our navbar. Once again, we're going to be setting up global state later down the line, but we're just keeping things really, really simple. So probably right after these nav items. So right here, let's do this. Actually, let's say user, and only then we're going to return this. Let's see. Just to test it out, I think I'm going to say logged in as, whoops, user dot username. There we go. So it's working just fine. Now, obviously, it takes like a little second over there, which we're going to fix with a loading state. I'm thinking, will this look weird? If we put this inside a list item. Okay, but that ends up being like a click. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Can you make videos where you look at servers, rate them, and say what can be done better? By servers, are you talking about like hosting providers? And if so, which category are you talking about? Just websites? I'll ask ChatGPT if you can program it, maybe. You're gonna have a tough time. Just a heads up. I guess I'm just gonna do this. So by default, it is hidden. So I'm guessing I can say flex instead of block, and item center. And this can be a div. Yeah. I think that can work. The padding looks horrible though. That's a way to start. Use AI to help you until you get the hang of it. I mean, fair enough, but like I think AI with all the hallucination, it's gonna get really confusing if you're trying to learn. So I suggest maybe learning the basics first, the basics of the language, and then maybe focus on creating projects. Maybe use AI for help here and there. There's a lot of great project-based tutorials out there. I should put the user avatar, could look nice. Yes, that's my goal. So I'm kind of confused with the padding over here, like what's going wrong. I'm just going to do a lazy workaround for now, I think. Let me confirm a few things though. I think this will just fix it if I have the avatar over here. How old are you? I am 21. Okay, so this is going to be an image. So what we can say is, okay, but most users or some users don't have avatars. Oh, we can fix that. That's not a big deal. So I'm going to set the source. I'm going to say user. And then I'm going to set this to, okay, we can have another ternary operator here. It's going to look pretty ugly, but was it avatar hash? I believe that's what we called it, right? Yeah, it's avatar hash. Okay, cool. I know you don't use shadcn, but they have an avatar component that works really nice. I know, yes, I've used that in the past. But the problem is, well, yeah, you basically said the problem. I'm not using shadcn for this. So yeah, if there is a hash, we're going to do that. Otherwise, over here, I'm going to have like an icon. I think I'm going to be using Lucid React, which is, where's the icons? Yep, this one. So there's a fair amount of icons over here. Anyway, the source, oh, I forgot the URL for the avatar. Let's see if Copilot can help me here. I'm hoping this is right. Obviously, this has to be WebP and size 128. Oh, there you go. It's working. Awesome. Now, let's go ahead and fix the size. So I'm going to say size, probably put it around 8. Object fit so that it does not look stretched. Wait, was it object fit? No, object cover. Sorry, my bad. And rounded full. Yeah. But this still might be a little too big. And we're obviously going to make it have a border. Yeah, not bad at all. This could be a drop down with, you know, the sign out and the profile and stuff like that. Although I don't really think I'm going to have a profile page. So, yeah. Okay. Let's just go ahead and add the icon for when the avatar does not exist. So what we're going to do here is, I think the library name is Lucid Icons. Oh no. React, or is it just Lucid? Oh no, it's this, right? What about this? Or is that completely different? Yeah, that's different. Well, wait. Wait a second. I'm confused. It's this right here. What if I wanted the icons? I'm guessing it's just this. Let's, oh yeah, okay. It's for the icon. So in the dashboard, we can go ahead and install this. Not pnpm, but npm. I think you should use circle user round or user round from Lucid React. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's see. You were saying circle user round or circle user. I think I'm gonna go with circle user round. It's really okay. There's a very small difference between these, but what else do we have here? Was it circle user round? Yeah. Now over here, I'm gonna put, I'm just gonna use it like this. And I can put like class names over here. So size 6. Whoa, what's going on here? Element type is invalid, expected a string. What's going on here? Is it for this? It was for that. That's confusing. I think we will put this inside a div, but that would be a lot of nesting. No, okay. It's not. Or is class name not valid? I'm sorry, did I use the wrong library? What the hell? Let's try another one. What is this? Circle user? Still the same issue. No, it's not the React fragments. This is confusing. It is the import from... Hold on. Let's just try React icons and then we can decide from there. Let's try this one. So this is from FA6. Oh, apologies there if the stream lagged. Is the stream okay? Or is it lagging? My internet kind of messed up for a second there. Ah, okay. For a second there, it seemed like it was lagging. The stream status is also saying good. So, okay. It's because I need Lucid React. That might be the problem. Oh, I was just running away from it. So I guess we can uninstall the original. Whoops. And over here, if let's see. Yeah, circle user. Oh yeah, there we go. Even the props are working fine now. So this one was size 6. And if I refresh, that's not good. That's kind of confusing. I had a question. If I don't buy GPT dashboard thingy, then there will be an error. Are there any other solutions for that without giving money? What do you mean the GPT dashboard thingy? Okay, so to test this avatar out, considering we have the avatar hash, I can just do that. And there we go. The size is fine, it seems. Now I want to try a Daisy UI component, the dropdown. I've never used that before. So what I'm going to do is I want to have logouts in the dropdown. Let's check it out. Okay, where is it? Dropdown. Okay, so we have drop-down content like this. Where's the end one? Yeah, like that. Um, I mean, overall, it seems simple. Let's go ahead and try it out. This is supposed to be the parent element. So if a user avatar hash exists, then we can just put it over here. Then technically, the icon is supposed to, is it the image or this one? That's confusing. So we can have the list over here, the unordered list, and drop down content, menu, and rounded. The width, I'm not sure if I should set that manually, but let's just test it out. This though, this is confusing. I think I can wrap this around its whole, like its own button. And whoops, not like that. And yeah, that's good. Is it accessible? Yeah, it is accessible. That's cool. But it does not have a cursor pointer. Oh, that's weird. Also, it's just hover? Oh no, I have to click it. Okay, okay. What if I set this to button? That just looks weird. Oh, never mind. It's just my it's just a weird bug with my browser. I don't know what's doing that. I also realized the avatar does not seem to be centered. Um, so centered vertically. So that basically means, God, this is confusing. Oh, it's because I did this over here. That's not right. Can you make the icon at the center? It triggers me when it's not. Whoops. Are you talking about this one? Like, do you want it centered like vertically or? Because that's what I'm trying to do. Um, let's see. Technically, this falls all under this. Or is this part of that? Oh, never mind. It's all part of this. And this. Okay, so this is not centered. Oh my God, do we have to nest this deeper? Oh, it's just made it worse. That's confusing. Why did it do that though? Is it because oh, there we go. Oh, it was the button that messed up the alignment. Okay, great. We spent a lot of time just getting this thing fixed. Anyway, the item over here, I just want it to be one thing, and this right here is gonna be sign outs. Okay, I think it's supposed to be inside a link. Yeah. Should we add an icon here? Debugging and optimizing is the most consuming part of coding. True. It's the little things that take up most of the time. Okay. So I can mark this as done, right? I think it's working. And the sign out stuff, obviously we can add a logout endpoint later on. But for now, I think this is fine. Add an icon to the left. So you want an icon over here and make it red whenever I hover it. I think we can do that real quick. What's it called? Logouts? Yeah, this one. So let's go ahead and import that from Lucid React. Also, I just realized we did not add the loading state. That's definitely something that we should add. Because right now, if I refresh, you can see that it's like, there's like a delay there. And if I add throttling, so let's say slow 3G. Okay, that's too slow. It would look better if the drop-down menu is centered. You can see that that thing was like kind of not there. If the drop-down menu is centered to the icon, so you want this to be like in the middle there. Yeah, I think we can do that. Isn't it like drop-down center? Let's check. Okay, so I think when you don't provide it, oh, never mind, it's not centered. Wow, okay. It seems to be only end. Doesn't seem like there's any start either. I mean, center aligning is pretty common, so yeah, I suppose we're gonna stick with this. Anyway, let's get back to the icon, logout icon. So we have that imported. And in here, we can put it like so. And I think I'm going to put this in a span so it's easier to control it. This is going to put a flex item center and a gap on the x-axis for 2. So looks like that. I think we can fix the size. Should we? I'll just use a class name. Maybe 4. Yeah, that looks good. And when I hover, you want it to be red. So hover text red, probably 500. So yeah, that looks good. Login and logout buttons are generally to the top right of the website. Why did you put 2 buttons on? Oh, it was because of the padding thingy. Hold on, let me let me try to show. So I think it's this up to here. So after this, that's a bit weird. There's no padding on the side. Hold on. There's also a little spacing issue there, but that's not that big of a deal. Okay. Maybe try if the background went red. I think that'll be too much. Might not look as good. We're gonna try that later. This needs to have some margin. First of all, let's also add some margin to, where did it go? This one. Also, this needs to have some margin as well. So this one, maybe 4. Wait, that didn't work. Is this label right? No, it's not adding any margin. What about padding? Is it this? It is sidebar. Yeah. Why is it not working? Also, technically, this should be above this, right? No, that does not change anything. Oh, okay, okay. I think this is just the way Daisy UI is like designed. So I suppose we can just put the margin for X over here instead. That's probably too much. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I would love for this hamburger menu to be on the right. But hey, it is what it is. Okay. So now this is done. We can now list the guilds in which the user is in. So for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and commit this. Oh, the loading state, obviously. My God. If it's loading, wow, there's a lot of nesting in here. So it's got to be this thing right here. No, that's, nope, it's this one. So wait, is it loading? Yeah, it's the loading component. If it's loading, we're going to have something over here. Otherwise, we're going to show that. And I think this has loader 2, which is my favorite. No, actually, that was a different library. It's loader circle, this one. Let's go ahead and import that as well. Oh, never mind. It is this one. I was just wrong. Um, I think we're gonna need the Tailwind CSS animate library, if I'm not mistaken. So over here, instead of doing all of this, we just put loader 2 and say animate spin. I mean, there is a autocomplete, so I'm guessing we don't need it. Oh, this is difficult to even tell. Oh, okay. No wonder why. I'm guessing we put this under finally. Or no, this is not asynchronous. So I'm thinking we could put this all inside its own little function here. And we can make this function asynchronous. It's an immediately invoked function. And we can say const result await fetch instead of using dot then. So technically, so when we set loading to true and then we do this, there's a very little wait. I think I'm going to use fast 3G this time. There was no spinner. If user and user avatar dot hash. Okay. This makes sense. Kind of. No, but it does not, because if it's loading, then technically this is the thing that is supposed to show. Or is the size not right? Let's set loading to false with a little timeout. Oh, there you go. So there's a loader and then it shows the user. So technically it is working. Now I do want that loader to have the same space on the right side. I guess if I check the drop down, where the hell is it? Oh yeah, it's margin right 4. So I'm gonna put the same thing. Well, it's difficult to see, but yeah, it's there. But wait, no. No, 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 no. It's not there. We have to put this over here. That's actually very, that's terrible, man. So I'm thinking inside here, we need a try catch, right? And then in here, we can just throw this here. And then this can go in here. And then this in here. God, you gotta love use effect. There we go. It now shows up properly. That it's actually loading. Beautiful. What else? What else? Well, that was not part of this, was it? Oh, wow. Okay. Is this live or pre-recorded? It's definitely pre-recorded. I'm still following your Discord bot tutorial and learning Discord.js. Nice. But if the user has a bad internet, it will appear. I mean, it's going to be the loading thingy that's going to appear. I think now I'm going to commit and then we can start working on these, this thing right here. And also this thing. We can work on the cache later on. Okay, let's just go ahead and commit this. I'll let Copilot do it. Add course package, whatever, man. This seems good. By the way, you can check out the GitHub repository. It is available. I mean, the link is at the bottom left of the screen. I believe I had it in the description as well. So yeah. Yeah, it is in the description. Just saying you should star it, you know? Best tutorial that I've ever seen. Appreciate it. Okay. Now we're in the list the correct guilds in which the user is in. So this is not the most ideal code, by the way. There's definitely going to have to be a lot of improvements, like things like this. Terrible. We definitely have to make use of, you know, environment variables and whatnot. So yeah. Let's go ahead and work on this. We need to create an endpoint for this. Now we're not actually going to be storing any of these guilds that the user is in the database. We're going to be using the Redis cache instead. Because it changes a lot, it really does not make that much sense to be storing what guilds or what dashboard guilds the user should see. It's okay to fetch it maybe every 10 minutes. Obviously, we're going to give the user the option to refresh. Maybe we could have a refresh button up here or somewhere. And yeah. Thank you for the stars. Okay. In the API now, we can go to, where is it? Dashboard. Now, should we put the guilds in? I think we should put it under at me, right? I'm not going to create a folder in there. Instead, I'm going to say router.get guilds. And this is going to be showing the guilds in which the user has the manage permissions in. So this thing right here is going to be very helpful to us. Speaking of which, we should definitely install Discord.js for, well, it's not required, but if we're going to use this function, which uses permissions bit field, then yeah, we should definitely use Discord.js. Let's go ahead and do that. Do you think the Sapphire Discord bot is better than Me 6? I think the Sapphire bot is much better because of all the functions, because all the functions are free. I've never really used the Sapphire Discord bot, but considering how much stuff Me 6 has paywalled, I would say that bar is pretty low. So I'm going to create a utility function inside. I'm actually going to create a lib folder. I'm going to have utils.js. I don't really think we're going to have a lot of utility functions in the API, but if we do, I'm just going to create a utility folder. And for this, we can use this function right here. You can export this as permissions. And yeah. So in here, we definitely need to use, let's see what we did here. Okay, I think we can check the Discord developer portal. Did you really create your GitHub account in 1990? No, that was a commit thing, because if you commit, I mean, GitHub allows you to commit from pretty much any date. I think 1990 is the least. So, hell, I wasn't even born in 1990. So to get that, I believe you can go to user and get current user guilds. Yep, this is right. So we have to make a request to this endpoint, a get request. So this should be pretty simple. I am going to go ahead and copy this, which I think I can just put it up here because it's reusable. Again, this is probably not the best approach. This is still like very quick, you know, just pushing out features type of thing. Obviously, I highly recommend that you write reusable code. Maybe you can create an Axios instance with these default settings already there. So yeah. In the guilds, I think I'm going to use something like this. I'm just going to copy this for now. Actually, we don't even need this. It's going to be pretty simple. Firstly, we need to make sure that a user exists. So if not request user, then yeah, we can send back a 401, which is unauthorized. I was about to say you sound kind of young. I mean, younger. Yeah, I'm just 21, man. So this is supposed to be asynchronous. Okay, so I can say res or guilds res, and the Discord API endpoint is not going to be this. Instead, it is going to be this. And then method is going to be get, so we don't even need any of this. Actually, we're going to need the headers because we're going to be setting up the access token. I think we can do access token like this. I don't know in what situation the access token would not be available, but just to be safe, let me go ahead and confirm. It is required, but I don't know, just to be safe. It really does not hurt to have this, because if an access token does not exist, then technically the person is not even logged in. Without the access token, we can't do much. Now I believe you need to set authorization to be like that. There's no content, so I think we can take that out. Wow, okay. This is convenient. Well, first of all, it's possible that the access token has expired. So it's probably not ideal to just send back a 500 right away. But for now, it might be okay. So let's check this. Obviously, currently we're sending back literally all the guilds, which is not ideal. We want to filter out what guilds the person has permissions in. That's what the utility function that we just created is for. So I can save this. Technically, we're still signed in. So if we go to localhost 3000 and we go to dashboard at me/guilds, there we go. So it is working. Now, I believe if we try to check permissions, you can see over here permissions. Let's do that. Yeah, the permissions is a string. So we can use this. Let's see. Let's say filtered guilds. Technically, this is right, but I still want to use this utility function. So I'm going to say, what was the name of the function? Has permissions. Wow, okay, no autocomplete. So const require has permissions. And has permissions. First of all, the first argument is going to be the permission from obviously the server, this current server that we're mapping over, and then the permission that we want to put in. Now, because I'm using Discord.js, you can see this beautiful autocomplete. The permission that we're looking for is manage guild. So we can send back the filtered guilds instead. And you can see this is pretty damn long. So if I refresh this, it's broken. It's not defined, obviously. So from Discord.js, this is why we installed Discord.js, by the way. Don't really think there's anything else. Let's refresh this. You can see a lot less server counts, which is correct. So we can use this over here, and then we can basically just replace these. So let's go to, obviously we're supposed to go to the dashboard. And in the index, I believe we have the guilds list. Now the guilds list is interesting because we're using the hard-coded guilds. So for now, I'm gonna do that. So technically this should break, but we're gonna use effect. And you know what? I'm gonna open navbar so that Copilot has some context. Use state. So guilds, set guilds, and obviously also loading, set loading. It's going to be similar to what we're doing over here. We're going to have a use effect. So use effect. Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of cheating though. Unless you guys want me to just use Copilot like that. But I think I should avoid it. Just, small snippets. So this is going to be an immediately invoked function expression. And first, we're going to set loading to true. At the end, obviously, we also want to set loading to false. And then we're going to have a try catch in between. In case there's any errors, we can console log the error. This is the live broadcast that I've been waiting for many years. You've been waiting for many years for a dashboard stream. My channel is not years old. It's just a year old. But thank you for being patient. Okay. So we need to follow a similar approach like this. It's pretty simple actually. It is a GET request. You know what? Let's just do this. And this is going to be dashboard me guilds. Guilds is going to be await res. Oh, come on, it's still JSON. Well, this is what I meant to do. Set guilds to whatever we get back. So if not res okay, if res status equals to 401, which is what we have. Actually, instead of using if statements, I believe we can just use switch. And this is going to be res status. For the first one, let's say 401, we can throw an error and say not authenticated. And by default, we can throw an error and say an error occurred. Later on, we can use this for displaying actual error messages on the dashboard in case something does go wrong. So yeah. Oh, wow. It's working. I just saved it and it's working just fine. So I'm guessing we should sort it. Should we sort it? I don't think you have to sort it alphabetically. But later down the line, obviously, we are going to be... Well, okay. We are going to be adding different buttons for servers that the bot is already part of. Also, this image that's not working. Let's see. Actually, before any of this, let's see if I can say loading. Otherwise, we're going to do that. Whoops. And we're going to say not guilds length. And then obviously no servers found. Otherwise that. Okay, we can't just do that. So there's a small duration that nothing is happening. We need to add a loader over there. And this loader is going to be very similar. We're just going to use this loader too from Lucid React. So there we go, autocomplete. And if it's loading, we're going to put a div. And the reason I'm putting in a div is because it's going to be like, we need to center it like vertically and horizontally. So yeah, class size is going to be probably 16. Animate spin. Then this is going to be flex item center, justify center. The height is going to be something like 40. Oh, wow. So this is probably too big. 12. See, there was an error there and it said no servers found. So yeah, we're probably gonna get rate limited if we send too many requests. So if we open our console, it says 404, but this is just these images right here. Speaking of which, we should definitely get those fixed. So yeah, if I spam request, let's see. Okay, I should remove this throttling. Spam. Oh, there you go. It just said no servers found for a second there. But yeah, that's basically Discord throwing an error. And we were getting rate limited. Okay. Let's now see what we can do about these empty images. So I'm guessing we should not have this if the guild icon does not exist. Does anybody have any suggestion on what icon we could use? So I believe we can just do this. So guild icon. If so, we can put these two here. Otherwise, we can obviously put an icon. A database icon for a Discord server. Let's see. I mean, there's also React icons, by the way. Would this be ideal for a missing picture over here? I could do like a house icon. True. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I guess so. See this. A gear icon is good. That's a good suggestion. Because we could do this, something like settings. Discord. Let's see. Oh, this one does not do any brands. So a Discord icon like this, I mean, sitting over here. I think that's not bad. Database seems nicer. Okay, now I'm confused. Yes, this live stream is going to be saved in the live section of the YouTube channel. All past live streams are available. There's also playlists if you want to like watch them in order. So what do we use? Do we use default the Discord icon, house, database, Discord or database? Yeah, even I was thinking that. I was thinking maybe Discord as a whole, like if using a Discord logo, I think that would be like a good placeholder. Are you two see around? Yeah, I guess we're gonna go with Discord. This right here is from FA. So let's copy that. So in here, let's say FA Discord. Let's see, autocomplete. No autocomplete for this. React icons, FA. There we go. So, where is it? So this class size needs to match this. You know what? I think I can make it look good. Let's see, rounded full margin bottom 2, good. I'm thinking we could have a background of what is the secondary color. We got rate limited. Yeah, like that, but obviously we need some padding. Or we could do this and have size perhaps like 8 and put that there and padding of like 2. Okay, we need flex items, center, justify, center. Yeah, like that. Or is it too much purple? let's try primary. What is my primary color? Oh, it's a pink. So I don't know what color did we go with? Accent? What is accent? Yeah, this is kind of a, color breaker. I think it looks good. Um, okay, now that we have these icons in place, let's try database. That's database. Let's try house. What's it called? House? Home. Okay, my bad. Then we have home. And finally, good old Discord. Which one should we use? I'm kind of okay with Discord, I'll be honest. Database primary? What do you mean? Is that... Yeah, Discord looks kind of cool. Cool. I guess we're gonna go with Discord. So yeah. Currently authenticated user and stuff. I realize when the person is not logged in, obviously it's gonna show like, no servers. But what if we should definitely be redirecting the user to, like, if it's a 401, I'm thinking we could say window location href and set this to, and this is obviously going to be auth login, or is it sign in? Sign in URL. Once again, obviously we need to use environment variables. That would probably be very, very convenient. So yeah, currently we're not getting a 401, but now let's go ahead and try to log out maybe. And the way we can log out is we can just go ahead and delete our cookie. So this one, actually, I'm just going to delete all of them. And now if I refresh, you can see that I'm redirected to the login page. And then until I authorize again, and then when I get success. Speaking of success, I think I should redirect to the dashboard. Whoops, not that. Auth. Was it this? No, it's callback. And we're sending back a success like that. Oh, this is confusing. I think when you want to send a token, it's difficult to redirect, right? What about background cover placeholder image? Do we really need that? That's gonna look kind of weird, don't you think? Do we need it? Let's just give it a shot anyway. But I don't think you can redirect. Let's hope this works. Currently we have a token. Let's go ahead and remove this token. Let's refresh this. Authorize. It does have the token. Okay, then. Obviously, it's not actually / dashboard. We just need to send it to the dashboard like that. So, yeah, like that. Okay, I didn't know the redirect thingy was going to work like this. So that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, I think it was Next.js, which was the annoying problem that I used to have with setting cookies when you're redirecting. I don't think you can do that with Next.js API routes. Like considering you're going to be using the same application. So yeah, this is good. This is good. So technically we can check off this as well and this. Now the cache part. Technically we're connecting the dashboard to the API, so that is done. Good progress. Good progress. Not sure if we're going to be able to do this today, but this one, I think we can just work on this right now. The cache. I mean, where you have the Discord placeholder, it doesn't have a cover image blurred like the rest of the servers. Yeah, I understand what you mean, but do we need an image in the background? Actually, I have an idea. If an image does not exist, we can create a div, just a placeholder. Oh, I don't think. Oh, yeah, of course. Let's just use React fragments. And this is not going to be blur. Instead, it's going to be background black. Actually, we can do a blur, you know, like that, so that it's like kind of. Hold on, let's test it out. Yeah, kind of like that. I don't know. Does this cover image work, or is it too dark? Probably change it to. Probably change it to one of the lighter colors, like that. That's lighter. That's kind of cool, I guess. Let me know. Man, I love your designs. Wish I had enough CSS to make something that cool and nice looking. Amazing work. Thank you so much. I suck at design. I just want to put that out there. This is kind of just like some websites that I've seen. So I was like, huh, I'm just gonna try to do something similar. And things like the nav bar, this stuff is just copy pasted from Daisy UI, which is what I'm using over here. Okay, that's good. That's good. I think we can now move on to the Redis part. For now, what I'm going to do, well, okay, I'm going to remove unused variables, imports, sorry. Also, I think I can get rid of this data because now we're using actual data. Okay. So I think we can mark these use Edge UI for the best looks, just like your websites. I personally use ShadCN for that, for my own website, for the Under Control website. This is wrong. But yeah, no, I get your point. The reason why I'm not using any like modern libraries and things like ShadCN, which require imports, is I want to keep it, beginner friendly and just limit to the classes so that I don't waste a lot of time in styling and importing a bunch of stuff. So, the code base is going to look intimidating. So yeah. But generally, yeah, I do prefer ShadCN. This is just my first time using Daisy UI, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, the Redis cache. So I think I can get rid of this. Oh yeah, currently this is not like, all you have to do is just refresh your page and it's gonna work. But when we implement the cache, we have to implement a refresh button to skip that cache. So the way I see that happening is when the user clicks on that button, the refresh button, it's gonna send the same API request, but maybe with a query parameter like, skip cache or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna deal with this later, maybe next stream. But this is Redis. We can do this pretty easily, I guess. So let's go and create a utility or a Redis file. ShadCN is wonderful. Just commissioned a developer friend to make me a site using it. Looks wonderful. Yeah, it looks great. I personally use ShadCN quite a lot. And there's so many new components, and there's also a lot of like community-backed components. It's pretty good. There's actually a video. I highly recommend you check it out. If my YouTube loads, I'm using a VPN, so it's pretty bad. Anyway, I think it was called, well, what was it called? ShadCN components leaked or something like that. It's not actually leaked. It's just community-backed projects. Wow, my internet is fast. I'm using a VPN, by the way. Oh yeah, it's this by Ras Mike. Great video. I'm actually going to link it in chat. A bunch of components that I actually love, and some components even fix what ShadCN already offers. Okay. So for Redis, we're going to be using the IO Redis package. I've covered that in my caching tutorial for Discord bots, and we're going to be doing the exact same thing basically. Let's go ahead and install IO Redis. That was quick. And it's been a while since I've used it, so package, of course. But I believe you have to destructure the Redis class. Yeah, and const Redis, new Redis. Now, I am using Redis locally, so I don't really have to put anything in here. But I believe you can put a connection string. Let's check this. So new Redis, this is going to be localhost. But yeah, there you go. You can put, oh yeah, you don't even need to pass in an object. You can just put in your connection string over here. So anyway, I'm not going to add that. And I can export this Redis object. Now we can get to using this. Chat is faster than stream. So let's see. Has the music been paused for a long time? Seems like it's just the website that's kind of iffy. I definitely need to switch the music providers. Currently using Upbeat. Anyway, so let's see. So in here, this is surprisingly like a very small function because we're not handling a lot of edge cases. Yeah, in my test, it is about a 10-second delay. So yeah, here we don't want to fetch the guilds if the cache exists. So let's go ahead and import Redis. Yep, that's it. And say const redis cache res await redis.get. How do we name the keys? I'm just thinking of putting user guilds and then the user ID. So maybe user guilds and then request user ID. So anyway, if Redis cache, yep, then we have to parse the cache because Redis actually only stores stuff in strings and numbers, I guess, as far as my experience goes. I guess you can somehow use Redis JSON or something like that to store actual JSON data, but anyway, string is fine. String is fine. So we can say Redis return res.status 200 JSON parse that. Yep, that's basically correct. And over here, when we fetch the guilds, and once everything is correct, and once the guilds have been filtered, we can go ahead and set the Redis cache. And the expiry is not going to be 60 seconds, but what is 10 minutes to seconds? Was 600? Yeah. God, I can't do basic math. Anyway, the user guilds request user ID, and then we're basically stringifying the filtered guilds, and then we're sending it back. So this should speed up a lot of the stuff. So if I refresh it, well, first time it does that. If I do it again, that's pretty quick. It's not sending back a request to Discord. So yeah, caching it's beautiful. I highly recommend you look into this topic if you don't know much about caching. I have a tutorial on it, which you can find on my channel. It's a pretty recent video. I mean, in terms of how many uploads I have. Oh, he's a verified channel. That's why. That's why he's a check mark in the background color. Anyway, implement Redis caching. Now, obviously, we need to put in request query parameters, and we need to confirm maybe if a user wants to skip the cache. If they want to skip the cache, then we can go ahead and sort that out over here. Now, let's see, what can we do for that? Oh, you have 100K subs? That's crazy, man. Nice to have you here. What's the required subscriber count to get verified? So I can use Redis in any Discord bot? Yes, you can use Redis in pretty much any Node.js application, not only Discord bots. Redis is not JavaScript specific, actually. You can even use it in other applications. Redis is like installed on a system level, so it's not a JavaScript thing. When will you stream part 4, and do you have any ideas for it? I'll be streaming part 4 next Saturday, basically, if I'm around. If I'm not, then I'm gonna announce it in the Discord server. Almost near 600K. That's insane. It's 100K to get verified. Also, did you see my other message? Control, before I head out, do you accept Discord friend requests? I'd love to have a chat with you sometime. Totally understand if you don't. Yes, I can accept your friend request, actually. What's your username? Is cat you? Yeah, I'm going to try to stream every Saturday if possible. Obviously, if something comes up, then nothing I can do about that. But I'll try my best to stream every Saturday this time, like I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, but past 2 weeks I've been doing it on Sundays. So, yeah. Okay. Cache still exists. By the way, yeah, I installed this application Redis Insight. It's officially by Redis. Also, it seems like Redis changed their logo, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I have this, and as you can see, user guilds, it's storing all this stuff. So, skip tour. You can see that it's storing it as a string. I'm not sure if you can format it. Yeah, either way, you get the point. There's a key, which is this, and then this is the value. Yeah, Kat, I've accepted your friend request. Could you also add me on Discord? Sure, man, just send me a friend request. I accept pretty much all friend requests. But getting a response is a bit tricky from me. So, yeah, you better have a good reason. Anyway, how do I skip the cache? In Express.js, I want to see how you can get query parameters. Obviously, Stack Overflow. I still use Stack Overflow, man. Great, my internet's good. Okay. Request query. Oh, it's request. Wait a second. That was my ping, by the way. Um. Oh, now everybody's sending me friend requests. Okay. Is it really request query? See, because this is not right, huh? No, wait, that's completely different though, isn't it? Or is it that is request per okay. I got them mixed up. Let's go and console log the request query and see what we get. So first of all, I'm gonna close this second one. I'm gonna use Thunder Client for this because, yeah, local host tickets, I suppose. And this is not gonna be tickets. Instead, it's gonna be, what was the endpoint? Oh, okay, it's just dashboard. Where exactly do I need to call Redis in the code? I've made a tutorial. That would be a great resource. But to give you an overview, you just, where the hell is it? Yeah, this one. You import IO Redis, which is the library that we use to interact with the Redis cache. I'm sorry for the pings, by the way. I'm going to set myself to do not disturb on Discord. So anyway, you instantiate a new Redis instance. Make sure you have Redis installed locally if you're not going to put any connection string in. But there are services like, wait, I'm not sure if Upstash offers Redis anymore. Was it? I I think with the whole Redis license changing stuff, something happened. I'm not very well informed. But anyway, if you have a connection string, you just put it in here if it's a remote cache. But if you're using local cache like me, then just do it like this and export your Redis object. And then obviously you use it, I mean, you import it and then you use it over here, like you get it. It's just key values. You're setting a key and then the value is a string or a number, I believe. So we're just stringifying our, like over here, you can see we're stringifying our array. And then we're basically saying after 600 seconds, invalidate the cache. Anyway, we're going to use a request query to confirm exactly what this stuff is. It was this dashboard. Was it dash? Yeah, it was dashboard at me guilds, like that. It says not logged in, of course. We're getting an object, so that's pretty good. And if we say skip cache true, awesome. That's exactly what we want. So we're gonna say const skip cache. It's gonna be request query skip cache. We don't really have to worry about the actual value as long as something is set. We know that it's true. So yeah. So I can't call it in the index.js that has all the APIs. I mean, technically you can call it anywhere. It just depends on how you want to use it. They limited the amount of access requests to 10K per day. Damn, that sucks. Let's see. No, I kind of want Redis cache. Now that's the thing. If we don't want to skip the cache, or if we want to skip the cache, we want to ignore all of this. So if skip cache, or if not skip cache, technically, we can just put it like that. Right? Yeah. So if a person wants to skip their cache, we're going to check the cache. If the cache exists, we're going to send back the response. But if the cache does not exist, then we can just, fetch and update our cache. Even if we skip the cache, we're always going to update it just for convenience sake. So yeah, if this is not provided, then it's just gonna, oh, okay, I see. Well, technically, this is right, though. Yeah, this is right. God, I doubt myself too much. Okay, how would we implement the refresh button, though? That is confusing. So now if I refresh it, it's actually fetching it. If I go, it's using the cache. Beautiful. But if I go to the guilds list and say over here, I skip the cache every time, you can see that it takes time. It takes time again. It takes time. So yeah, this is working. By default, obviously, we're going to use the cache. So the refresh button, this is interesting. Okay, so this div is specifically for the guilds itself. So this component is specifically for the guilds itself, but I think we can squeeze in a button in here for, let's see, refresh. Hey, may I ask a question? For sure. ask await. So I'm just going to have this refresh button in the middle. By the way, I can't create an account on Redis. I don't know why the website is not letting new people creating an account. I don't really think you have to create an account, if I'm being honest. If you go to redis.io, which by the way, I mean, I kind of like their new website look. Anyway, what you're looking for is Redis download. Make it one of those reload icons. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Let's check the seed icons. Let's say I have a backend and I have a front end. What's the best way to connect them in Next.js? If you're using Next.js, I would say the best thing to do is just use server actions. You will save yourself a lot of time by not manually defining each route, and you will get full type safety. Obviously, just make sure you validate all the fields. That's kind of something that is easy to overlook. Where was the download? It wasn't this. It wasn't Redis Insight either. I think it's this, right? Redis Stack. I think this is what I downloaded. So if you're here, or was it OSS? Yeah, it was this, I guess. Let's go to Mac. No, it was not Redis Stack. It was Redis Server. Our download Redis Server. Yeah, this was it, Redis Server. So if you want to install Redis, this is a link. To learn development bots on Discord.js by TypeScript, should I start with JavaScript, then I start with TypeScript? If you don't know JavaScript, yes, start with JavaScript. That's basically it. Just start with JavaScript if you don't know JavaScript. If you know JavaScript to a point where you're comfortable writing code on your own, then introduce yourself to TypeScript slowly. I think I like this one. This refresh CCW. So yeah, I think in here I'm gonna have a span for refresh, and I'm gonna have a little component like that. Class is gonna be size 6 perhaps. Oh, it's too big. 4. Also, this is gonna have to be flex item center gap x2. Not block anymore. Yeah, like that. Is this color good? Maybe accent secondary. What color should we go for? I don't want it to be like the center of attention, so you know what? I think I'm gonna stick with that. How do I make the button small? Yeah, like that. Button small. Good. I like this. Now, handling refresh is going to be its own little function. So I'm going to say handle refresh or function, async function, handle refresh. If it's loading, we obviously need to disable this button. The disabled is going to be based on loading. Technically, that means if I am doing this, well, that's pretty quick, so couldn't see it. I've been using ChatGPT for so many things, and I think I'm not learning because of it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people fall into that trap where they just use ChatGPT to copy paste everything, and then, God, I sound like a teacher in school, but it's the truth. You know, people just copy paste and then they don't really learn. Um, I think the best way to learn is just project based tutorials. There's great tutorials out there, and you're going to be building alongside a person. The person is going to be explaining why they're doing certain things. Obviously, find yourself a tutorial where people explain why they do certain things. Um, anyway, on click, handle refresh. Now this one is gonna first set loading to true. Yep, that's basically, wow, okay. So set loading to true, and then the try catch, obviously, that's the same thing as before. Credentials include for sure. Yeah, I think this is it. I hope so. So refresh. There we go. Beautiful. Just make it when the user refresh, it'll change to refreshed. Well, that's not ideal. I mean, we already have a function for changing, so it's not ideal to like create a whole new variable. Hey, I'm a bit late. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream very soon, but welcome. I use ChatGPT when I'm tired of coding myself. Fair enough. As long as you know the code that you understand the code that you're using. Now, I don't know if it's possible, but I want to have this refresh button spin when it's loading. I think I can do that. So, oh, damn. Okay, I gotta put in that um cn function from shadcn. This one. Obviously, we have to install these libraries. So let's go ahead and do npm install clsx and tailwind merge. Obviously, I can go ahead and remove the type because we're not using TypeScript. And the inputs, um, you know, you know what? Actually, it doesn't even matter. Let's be honest. I was about to just put it up in the comments, but nah, I think it's fine. Anyway, we have the cn function. Oh, wait. Not this one. Um, export. Oh, okay. We're in the dashboard, so it's fine to export stuff like this. For a second, I thought we were in the API, so we had to use module. Anyway, in the guilds list, this refresh. So this is going to be the default. We can use cn. Oh god, no autocomplete. Let's go ahead and import it from, whoops, libutils. And we're going to import cn. And this function is really beautiful, by the way, if you guys have never used this before. Anything you put after this at the end, so let's say you put size 6, this is going to be basically taking precedence. And it's good. It's good because you can do stuff conditionally. So I'm going to say loading. Yeah, basically like this. Animate spin if it's loading. So if I click on this, you can see that even the refresh icon is like loading like that. So yeah, I mean, there's two loading icons, but I guess that's fine. So yeah, I think we can now check this off our list. There we go. You know what? The stream is not that long compared to the past stream, so oh, not that. I think we can work on the logout endpoint. But for now, add refresh button or logic. Whoops, add refresh endpoint and logic. Yeah, whatever. Save all. Wait, what? Oh, it's because of my to do. Um, what theme am I using? I'm using Dracula for both the website and the code editor. So, what was it? Theme? Color theme. I'm using Dracula. Okay. The logout endpoint. So hopefully we can get this sign out button working today. Let's go to API, go to routes, auth, and in the index, we can add a sign out. So router.get sign out. This is going to be very simple. And the way this is going to work is whenever somebody sends a request to this endpoint, all we're going to do is just clear this token from their cookies. And that's going to log them out. So, in Express, I believe, yeah, clear cookie. That's right. Now, technically, redirecting them to the dashboard URL is kind of not right. And I say not right in a sense because it's going to end up being a loop. For now, though, I think it's fine. If it does take us to the login page, we can just, stay signed out. But yeah, that's the idea. So let's go to, do I get a special Discord role for making your stream elements? Sure, but what kind of role would I give you? What would I even call it? Okay, fine. I'll give you the designer role. Remind me after the stream so I don't forget. Just send me a DM. Anyway, dashboard. I believe you can do this in our nav bar. I'm gonna close this for convenience. Log out. You know what? I'm gonna create a function for this. I'm gonna call this handle logout. Whoops. Async function handle logouts. And just for better Copilot, I'm gonna have this open as well to the side. Oops. Okay. Can you make a bot to prank friends on what? Can you make a bot to prank friends, like using join servers for your permission? I mean, sure. You just gotta add that to your scopes, I suppose. Let's see. So I'm hoping there is context. I think that's fine. Considering that the API is not really doing a lot in the backend, we don't really need a loading state here to disable that button. I guess it's just fine. So, dashboard. Well, it's not dashboard, it's auth, sign out, I believe. Yeah, sign out. Credentials include for sure. Whatever the result may be, I think we're still going to refresh it. Actually, you know what? No, let's just let's just do this. We don't have to set the user to null because we're going to refresh the user anyway, so the state is going to get reset. I don't want to do that because, well, oh, anyway, the guild might, well, no, the guild redirected. So I think it's fine even if we set the user to null. But anyway, this is fine. This is fine. So we're going to do, okay, we don't have to worry about it, I guess, because the express request will automatically handle that for us. So let's just go ahead and assign this to, where is sign out? Oh, it's right here. Should we make it for the list item or this link? I think I'm going to make it for the link. So on click, we can handle logout. How the heck does caching work? Well, what caching does, or let me explain how it typically works. Usually you have a database, or you might have to make an API call to an external endpoint. These trips are expensive because you have to obviously first, if you're making an API call to an external endpoint, obviously there's that delay. If you're making a database call, that is kind of expensive because you have to like look through your actual storage. So memory is much more faster. So like your RAM, it's pretty fast. It's data that you want access to quickly is stored over there. So what caching does is it stores your data in memory instead of storage. So if a data is cached, you basically just use that memory data instead of making an external API call or making a database call. So it saves you like an extra round trip. So instead of, making those requests, you just give the user what you have in memory. So yeah, convenient stuff. Very quick, because look, I'm refreshing it. It's instant. There's no API call being sent to Discord. But if I click on this refresh button, that's an API call to Discord. That is expensive. I also realized I want this refresh button to be, I don't want there to be like I want there to be a delay before it's enabled again. That's pretty easy to do. If I go to guilds list, I'm going to do that before I test the logout. So over at handle refresh, before I set the loading to false, I'm going to set a timeout. And I'm going to set this to 2000 because the request is expensive. So 2000 is fair, which is 2 seconds, by the way. So if I refresh, oh, okay. What? Oh, right. Okay, that's bad. Because this loading state is dependent. Okay, then I guess in that case it's fine. But yeah, let's now test this logout. Express does not redirect us. CORS error. What the hell? So this is giving us 302 not found. Oh, okay, we're already logged out. Okay, you know what? I think then it's ideal to just handle logout. It's just to go to window location href to the base URL basically. So I'm gonna go back to this, and obviously we're gonna get redirected to login. Once we authorize, we're gonna be sent to Discord. It's still using the cached results, which is cool. Refresh works. If we sign out, okay, that's I definitely have to test this out because it signs us out, but it's not redirecting us. Oh, okay. I think I get the idea. You know what? Instead of redirecting them, we're just gonna say send status 200. So if the status is okay, we're just gonna, reload or go back to the home page. So let's log in once more. Does can React be used to update website dynamically? Yeah, that's basically what React is for, or that's what most JavaScript libraries are for. I keep saying library. A framework is probably the right word, even though React is technically a library. Anyway, yeah, the website can dynamically be updated. based on different conditions, and React and other frameworks are very easy to use when it comes to that stuff. You don't have to use your DOM to, try to make API requests, not API requests, sorry, to change the data on the screen. There we go. It signs us out properly. Obviously, since we're going back to the, the roots or the base URL, it is asking us to sign in because of the guilds list. So I guess that's fine. We can go ahead and check one more thing from here. Next, I think I'm going to be moving the global user session state to the next stream because there's some refactoring to do if we're going to do this. I need your suggestion for this, or I could just use Jotai. There's Jotai, and there's also Zustand, which is, actually I should use GitHub. So I've used Jotai and Zustand before, and both of them are good. And considering I'm not using TypeScript, this might be convenient, although I really don't know. For global state management, I think I'm going to use Jotai. I'm not going to lie. You store things using atoms and whatnot. And I am currently using this for a client's project. I mean, it was already in their code base. And it's pretty interesting. It's not that difficult. And I've been using it with TypeScript as well. And so types has not been an issue either. So I think I might use this for global state, So yeah, I think we have covered pretty much everything, except obviously these last two. But most of these things, I did not expect to finish them today, honestly. I thought I might do maybe the first 4. So yeah. What is this? Add logout endpoint. Jotai is a global state management library. In React, let's say you have components. Let's say the navbar. Yeah, this is a good example. See, in the navbar, you know how we needed access to the users, the current user who's logged in. We needed their object, which is this right here. And we needed that in the navbar. However, in the future, we're definitely going to need that someplace else. Now, it's not ideal to always make API requests like this to fetch the user in every single component. So a global state management library like Jotai actually stores that stuff globally, so it's available throughout your entire React application, but you don't have to refetch it. So you don't even have to pass the stuff down through props. In other words, it's known as prop drilling. So yeah, that's what Jotai is used for. Hello, Alpha Wolf. Welcome to the stream, although the stream is about to end. I am doing good. How are you, man? Why not recoil atoms? What's that? I just realized that I did not take a break for this stream. Also, the music seems to have stopped. Has it been stopped for a long time? Seems like it works here and there, but sometimes it just stops. I think I'm not gonna use Upbeat anymore. After my subscription ends, of course. for live streams. I might use something like Epidemic Sound or Artlist. If you guys have any other sources for just music for live streams where I don't have to pay so much, let me know. I'd love to know. Ah, yeah, you're updating your code to version 14 from 13, right? There's problems with Mongoose. You can ask in the help channels. I'm sure someone can help you there. Music is not there since the beginning? Oh, that's crazy. So it just stopped. I mean, it was working in the start of the stream. It just stopped like right now. Or, I mean, some time ago, although I'm not sure how long ago. Oh, Recoil is also a state management library. I mean, I would love to use something that I don't know to learn how it works, but I don't think it would be fun to watch me struggle with a new library that I have absolutely no experience with. Maybe once I get some basic experience with Recoil, I could do like a project using that. If you hear my dog, I apologize. That guy goes crazy at night. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Jotai. Zustand is cool and all, but I want to learn more about Jotai. So it was a great stream today. I definitely managed to cover a lot more than expected. So great progress obviously feels rewarding. So yeah, it would be fun to watch me struggle, not trying to be mean. I mean, if you're talking in terms of like problem solving, maybe that might be cool, but probably not fun. Thing is, I know what you know fairly much about. Oh, you know fairly much about Mongoose, but I don't get the problem since apparently modal.findOne is not a thing or whatever. Also, my blacklisting function stopped working. If findOne is not a thing, have you made sure that the modal thingy is properly exporting the model itself? If it says Canva core.rank is not a constructor, there is an FAQ in our Discord server that'll help you fix that. But if you want a quick fix, just use version 5. So do npm install Canva core at 5. That should solve the issue. Basically, what the issue is, that tutorial is using version 5 of Canva Core. Currently, Canva Core is now at version 6, which is obviously, what do you say? It has breaking changes and whatnot. Okay, guys, I think that will be it for today's stream. I definitely enjoyed working on this stuff because we covered a lot. I think we can go through it once more. See if we're not logged in. It's going to tell us to log in. And there we go. We can see the Discord servers. These are actual Discord servers that belong to me. We can refresh it and it's going to fetch the latest servers. So if we join or leave a server, this is going to update accordingly. And yeah, we also have a logout endpoint. Obviously it's going to force us to log in again because our app does not work without that. But we might have a little login or sign in button with Discord that does not cause this loop after logging out. So yeah, thanks for joining. I am going to be ending the stream. I'll be seeing you guys next week on Saturday. I don't think there's going to be a video this week, although I can try, but I have university assignments which are taking up a lot of time. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. See you guys in the next one. Peace.